Why did he never ask about the well-being in that police department about Jordan Neely?
So
you're asking
a lot of questions that are sort of rhetorical questions,
Absolutely.
right? But the ultimate question is, why did the jury acquit? Is it because they're racist?
Just say no. You don't have no proof of that. I mean, damn, you can say, I don't know, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if, I can't prove if they are, but I can't prove that they weren't. Something like that. Hey, please, God, give us a sane answer. All right, so once again, when it comes to the Danielle Penny and the Jordan Neely case, it is really simple. Like you don't have to be a rocket science to understand that if you look at the situation that happened a year ago in that subway train, if an individual is trying to be subdued or held down because he's, threatening people and just acting a fool, we understand that if a person like that needs to be just apprehended, we understand that. We agree to that. You get no argument from me. But if an individual is being in a chokehold, which we've seen happen before to a certain extent, if they're being in a chokehold for a long period of time, and it's one of those UFC ones, not you're like, no, full arm on their throat for an extensive period of time, you're going to kill someone. That's simple. Like when you're in that heat of the moment, you're not thinking rationally. Okay, anyone who's been in a fight understands. Like your senses are heightened and you don't understand your own strength. So if you have someone in the chokehold for what, 4 or 5, 6 minutes, if you kill that individual and you already had them pinned down, in my opinion, you should be going to jail. X amount of years. You should not be walking free. Now, with that being said, you can agree or disagree. That's a conversation. But for individuals like we're going to get into Shinova Newsom, who I guess is the BLM co-founder, which I don't really know, honestly, don't really care. When you're trying hard to force race into a situation or a conversation to where, I mean, statistically, if you want to be nerdy, yeah, you can kind of look at some historical data to know that black folks have always been disproportionately treated by non-black folks. Historically, that is fact. But in a conversation like this, that does not need to be injected to have a conversation if someone belongs in jail or not. It doesn't always have to be race as the central of that conversation. Just a simple, hey, should that person be choking him out for 6, 7 minutes? No. Well, if he kills somebody, he needs to pay for that in some way, shape, or form. That's simple. But you don't always have to inject race if you can't prove it without a shadow of a doubt. I can't do that. So I can't say this was because of race, or if the jury who acquitted him were racist. I can't do that with a straight face. But let's go ahead, take a listen, and see what not to do in these conversations.
So do you not blame Jordan Neely at all? I mean, for what he did? He deserves no blame from your perspective, right?
Did you hear the witness testimony?
I'm asking you a question.
Or are you cherry-picking the ones?
I'm asking you a question. Do you blame Jordan Neely at all for his conduct?
If Jordan Neely was a white man, we'd be saying it was an opioid crisis. He was hungry. He was mentally ill. He had a muffin in his pocket.
I wouldn't be if there were other. What about the witnesses? Let's play again.
But before they continue, there is some inkling of truth in that. In my opinion, if it was, the roles were reversed. If it was a white old veteran who was choked out by a black guy, Fox News wouldn't be so quick to even air that or to be on, the person who killed the old white veteran. Fox News, definitely not. I don't think that'll really change the conversation. But once again, historically, statistically, it hasn't been good for black folks in those type of situations. But like I said, in this conversation, you don't have to go that far.
I'm
We're clear
sure
on the
you won't
race.
play Eddie Gibson, who begged Daniel Neely to stop.
Oh, again,
play
but
the
he
ones that
stayed there throughout the incident.
Play the ones that fit the narrative.
But what's the narrative? There's black women who were on the subway. It was mostly people of color on the subway.
What about a white man during cross-examination who said that he was afraid of Daniel Penny, the one who poured water onto his head and said that he was afraid? He was a white man.
Yeah, okay, so... And
what about the Latino man who was holding his arms?
I'm not the one identifying everyone by race. You are. You're the one who keeps telling... Why? Why do you have to? There was nothing in this case.
Because when you look at the FBI, when you look at when hate crimes happen, when you look at when injustice happened to black people,
but let's agree.
Don't get justice.
Let's agree to some. Look, I'm going to be doing a segment later this week on a missing black woman who has not been getting nearly enough attention.
Send it to me and I'll share the
by the media.
Absolutely. Because
I understand that, and to that degree, you have a fair point about the way sometimes the media and the justice system handles. But not this.
Now, and yeah, I do love how he was able to give something in that conversation. Hey, I'm not going to sit here and play stupid. I know statistically, historically speaking, black folks have always gotten the short end of the stick when it comes to media, police, just crime, hate crime in general, okay? Understand that. That's not coming from me. That's easy, accessible information you can look up. Don't argue the facts. But like he just said, not necessarily, because you can't prove it, not in this conversation. And I wish she would just LIG it. Let it go. Because unfortunately, people like Candace Owens are going to use you to depict all black people, including myself. Oh, BLM, you, because you're black, so I'm assuming you're progressive, so I'm assuming you roll with Black Lives Matter, which I'd never even seen her face until today, to be honest. Hey, I don't really care. So it is not a good look to try and force race into a conversation where you can strictly just conversate and argue on the facts that we see. Simple.
This case, even the prosecutors conceded Daniel Penny had every right to go hands-on, and the question became, okay, when should he have stopped? I understand that.
The time frame on that from the DA's office was after 30 seconds. Can you not concede that Daniel Penny was a trained killer, that he not have his gray belt? United States Marine Corps is an assassin?
Sure, but
he knew.
Let me finish. Every Marine is a trained
because
assassin.
Actually, black...
Once again, yes. That is true. I'd never been in the military, but I knew some folks who have, and you can't have that type of training and then just go out there and just use it willy-nilly. You know what I'm saying? Like even with professional boxers, you can't just go out there street fighting everybody because your hands are literally weapons at that point. You have a certain degree of more training than an average Joe out there. So therefore you have to be a little bit smarter, a little bit more careful, a little bit more aware of the situation that you're in, because you could kill somebody. I probably couldn't choke somebody out to death because I don't know where to put my arm. I could try. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, but I could try. But someone who's been trained to do a situation like that, they know what to do, how much pressure to apply on what part of the neck. They know it all. So, yeah, she's kind of right about that.
Marines and white Marines have reached out and actually told us he went too far.
But going too far is different from criminal.
Let me break it down. A chokehold, a blood chokehold, which he did. You're only supposed to hold someone in that move for 8 to 13 seconds. Yeah. You're not supposed to do it longer than 2 minutes. Why did Daniel Penny, when the train was completely clear, everyone was on the platform, why did he hold it for nearly
because he was scared.
He was.
I don't know if I can show that violence on my video because I will get in trouble. So let's go ahead.
Marine is scared of a crack. Of someone he labeled as a crackhead.
Again, is it not possible that Daniel Penny, when he's doing this on the spot, stepping up to help people of many different races, moves in and doesn't have a clock with him to decide when he should stop and when he shouldn't, which is why, in the end, the jury acquitted, right?
No, actually, Daniel Penny was trained very well by the United States Marine Corps, and he knew what the signs were. He knew when Jordan's body was slacking. He knew that Jordan was going to die. Why didn't you show his face, Dan? You're a good man. Of when he laughed and when the first response, I'm critical of the police. We know this, right? NYPD tried to save his life while they were doing chest compressions. Daniel Penny laughed and said chest compressions. A good person, a hero. One last thing. Why did he never ask about the well-being in that police department about Jordan Neely?
So
He was a hero.
You're asking a lot of questions that are sort of rhetorical questions, right? But the ultimate question is, why did the jury acquit? Is it because they're racist?
Just say no. You don't have no proof of that. I mean, damn, you can say, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if I can't prove if they are, but I can't prove that they weren't. Something like that. Hey, please, 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 God, give us a sane answer.
America is inherently biased.
So the jury is racist.
Have you seen?
I'm asking you a question. No, don't change the subject. Is it because the jury is racist?
Yes.
Okay.
Damn it! No. That doesn't help the argument whatsoever. Like you can feel that in your heart, but once again, when it comes to laying out the facts and the proof, feelings really don't matter. Especially if you're speaking on behalf of black folks, which I didn't vote for you, but that's a whole nother conversation. No. Just say no. There's no proof. Stop it. Stop. You are embarrassing yourself and all black folks, and racist individuals are going to use this, which I already seen during a Pierce interview with that one idiot white girl, but using this to depict all black folks as BLM supporters and say this is how we all feel, and unfortunately, it's not. But damn.
The jurors,
even the black person on the jury.
Would you like to hear something from me? I believe that even black people can be anti-black. People are predeceived to see black people as a threat and as a victim because people called in. You heard the voice recordings when they called 911. Jordan Neely was in a chokehold for over 4 minutes, turning purple, which black people do in fact do that, and people still saw him as a harm. Even when his body went limp, he was still viewed as a criminal. So I'm sorry if I'm going to defend the needy, if I'm going to defend the poor.
Okay, once again, I hear you. I hear you if you just took that right there, that people look at black individuals, scrawny or not, as a threat. Like, once again, that goes way beyond before I was born, okay? Like, that's true, okay? But once again, unless you heard Penny say some things like, oh, I'm gonna kill this threat, like something, if not, no. There's no proof of that. Statistically, you're right. Historically, you're right. But once again, you don't have to force, like a puzzle piece that doesn't belong together, you don't have to force that scenario or that idea into this conversation. No.
Why does no one talk about when Jordan Neely came on asking for water and being thirsty? Why does no one talk about...
Because they're talking, because that's not what happened right here. What happened right here, the reason he was held was not because he was asking for water. It's because he was scaring the heck out of everyone on the subway, which apparently he's done before.
Well, technically, he was asking for some food or some money for food, and then I guess either he didn't get enough or people weren't paying him attention, so then he started acting erratically, just start acting crazy. So, okay, whatever. Got you.
Dan, anyone who has rode the New York City subway has encountered mentally ill people. Why are we not having this conversation?
Scary.
And we don't kill them.
But you know what?
We offer help or we get out of the way.
But more people wish people would step up more and help and stop people from doing it.
So are you giving a license to vigilantism?
Once again, yes, if someone's being a threat, I would step in myself. I would expect people who can physically handle someone to step in to stop someone, but at the same time, you have to be held accountable for your actions. And if you are holding someone in the chokehold for 4 or 5 minutes and you're squeezing, not just to hold him down, but you're squeezing to where he's turning purple and he's dead, you crossed the line. And just looking at the video, I can't show you guys here. I'm pretty sure you can look it up. He was not opposing a threat. Literally, Penny is on his back. Like, Penny's on his stomach, and Penny's on his back with a chokehold on top of his back. Like, at some point, he is down. This was a scrawny, homeless guy. Probably $150. You don't have to do all that, okay? But once again, you can argue just off that basis, but unfortunately,
it's not vigilante.
Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying is it's very unfortunate. I think Daniel Penny would say it is really unfortunate that he died.
Why didn't he care when he was at the precinct? He showed no remorse.
Because he was defending what he did.
He lied in that defense, too. Do you know he told people, he told the police, who people love, that people respect the police's opinion, right? People respect what they do. People respect that honor. He lied in the 5th precinct. How can anything he do, can we just stop calling him a hero? Can we do that?
No, I can't. I actually do view, what he did as heroic.
Thanks for watching. Once again, I would never call that individual a hero because you killed someone who was half your size. And it could have been 1,001 ways to subdue that individual. That's not a hero to me. A hero, you know, we can look all through the internet and find videos of people being heroic, but unfortunately, you don't get that title from me. Which, you know, I'm pretty sure nobody cares. You know, I'm just a guy on YouTube. But fortunately, I'm not going to call him a hero because people on the right will already abusing that term in some sort of like, he needed to do this to stop Thanos from killing everybody on the train. Like, no. Like I said, this guy was probably at the most $150. You could have just gave him one good lick and he probably would have been down for the count. You don't have to kill an individual if they're not posing that kind of threat. Once again, like that's there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But once again, guys, if you guys agree or disagree with anything that I said in this video, let me know in the comments down below or hit that Discord link so me and you can have that one-on-one talk. And like always, let's have that conversation.